Howdy, it's the Rodfather 916. We're going to talk about some men stuff. The theme is that thing between your legs. So if you're a man and you got a thing between your legs, hold on here. However, some of the things here is going to get kind of graphic, kind of scary. And there's a lot of men that their whole world is wrapped up between their little legs. So, if that's your issue for you, you got about 10-15 seconds to move on to someplace else, because we're going to talk about stuff. Here at Rodfather, notice I'm talking to my in third person, is to talk about truths. Men struggle with truth, particularly personal truths. Not that we're dishonest or anything, but we don't talk about sex. We don't talk about pain. We don't talk about ills. We don't talk about sadness because we view it as a weakness. And it's anything but. So I do my damnedest to keep it 100%, because not only am I an older man, I'm a father. I have male nephew nieces, or male nephew nieces. That's before the operation. I have nephews, and in the last year or so, I've been saying, we need to talk about things. We need to talk about real stuff. Women talk about the change, menopause. Women talk about what happens, and they share this information with women, and where a woman in a group would go, wow, that's happening to me right now. Oh, girl, it happened to me too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it happened to my grandma. Oh, that's what my grandma was going through. Men don't talk about that. The changes in the body, men don't talk about, because we have so much shame in that, and it's a shame. Because grandfathers won't tell their sons, who won't tell their sons, who won't tell their grandchildren. So, and a lot of men suffer in silence, particularly when it comes to their penis. That's the soft spot. No pun intended. That's a soft spot for a lot of men. So I'm going to talk about erections, and it's going to... Some people are going to, in disbelief, like, no. My grandfather, he fucked forever. Ask your grandmother what she thought. Now, if she tells you the truth, realize that your grandfather may kill you and everybody in the family to keep it a secret. That's how crazy this stuff is. Because we're good at saying, yeah, I fucked that. I did this. I did. Yeah. And this is men across the board, whether they're straight or gay. This is just mandom. And at one point, I hope as a people, and I'm saying across the board, that we get smarter and say, listen, there's an adult conversation happening here. A conversation that needs to take place. So with that being said, let's talk about cheeseburgers and erections. I am 65. And it took a while to get here, as you might guess. One of the great things that's getting older, particularly when you turn about 50, is you stop worrying about the little stuff that you agonize for 50 years or 49 years. You don't sweat this stuff. If you have grandparents, you see it in them, and it may be something you like about your grandparents, that they seem like they don't give a fuck. They say what's on their minds. It is a great place to be. I don't have that fear. Yes, I get disappointed. Yes, I have fears. Yes, I meet people and they don't feel the way I feel about them. But the difference is between a 30-year-old, we just wasn't a match. It had nothing to do with my looks, my weight, or anything. And I'm a big man. We weren't a connection. So I'm not agonizing, laying in the bed, having a drink, or in my case, taking my loved ones to bed with me, bread and butter, don't judge. But the downside of that is, as you get older, your body falls down, it starts to come. And this is a symptom of the things that we ate and consumed in our 20s, 30s, 40s, the check has come due. You hear old people going, oh, I can't eat that no more. I remember I used to eat all that, I can't eat that no more. Well, what we consume affects part of our body, and today our focus is going to be on the penis, the dick, the cock. I had a friend who was in his 30s, and he used to consume 5 cheeseburgers a day, double cheeseburgers from McDonald's every day, filled with saturated fat and cheese. And if you live down south or you have southern roots, deep fried is the way to go. Everything's good deep fried. Deep fried tuna fish. Okay, it's an acquired taste. Okay. Deep fried donuts. Deep fried. But all that saturated fat gets in our bodies, and that saturated fat is in our arteries and causes our arteries to clog and get smaller and smaller. And over time, that affects this. That man who has a steak every day, I like my meat. Over time. Yes, there are going to be people, oh no, once again, oh yeah, no, that's not true. My family, all the men. Remember, we bullshit. Come on now. Keeping it real. Nod your head. How many people have a legitimate conversation with your friend about sex? Other than, man, you busted it so well. That's it. Because it's too sensitive. We take it too personal. We go into a closet and we die. We shrivel up and die. But the food we consume eventually clogs up over time, like a sink. We keep pouring fat down there and oils and stuff like that, and all of a sudden the sink clogs. You can't get water through that. That's the blood that causes this. Well, what about Viagra? That's good. That's temporary. Doing for a minute. Now, what it does to the rest of the body, we don't know. And the manufacturers who make Viagra and all these other pills are not going to tell us the side effects. And the case is, when it comes to some men and having an erection death. They may choose death over not having an erection, but you don't have to. But there are factors that cause us over time, in addition to eating our diets. It's stress. It's diabetes. It's high blood pressure. It's just life in general as you grow older. Because remember, at 20, you really are finding your way out. But as you get 30s and 40s, you have more responsibility. Man, you bought a car. You might have bought that BMW. And at the time, $700 a month just didn't seem like a problem. Now it's a problem. And you're stressed. All of these factors lead to it. If you're a smoker, not just cigarettes, but cigars, pipes, and over time. And science has shown, and I know y'all gonna run and say this, oh, he's full of shit now, because I need that some people have erectile dysfunction who smoke a lot earlier due to ganja. I'm not anti-weed. I have family members who smoke. I also, if they have family members who are overweight and have diabetes and high blood pressure, I have high blood pressure. And taking other drugs, those affect us. Keeping it real. But there are things, so you have to adjust your diet. Don't wait. When I was 50, maybe 51, this wouldn't wake up. Nurse, bottles. And being the average man, I went into panic mode. Oh my God, it's over as I know it. I wanted revivals to get it up. I wanted them to pray for me. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And because it's an emergency, I read everything there was. I went online, not looking at the ads that lead you into something that tell you to take this miracle stuff that could kill you or it doesn't work. I read everything. And in a couple of years, it came back, and it came back strong. I eliminated some weight, things out of my diet. I made greens with turkey and no extra salt, no extra fat. You know, people dropping a whole ham in there. It adds flavor. I need extra sour cream on my burrito. And once again, me and that bread and butter. All of those factors turned me into that, and I had nobody to talk to. Nobody. And I was ashamed. And that was an old rod father. Yeah, I had it. I survived. There are things, because I didn't want to take pills. I already take pills for enough medical issues. I didn't want to take, to me it seems inconvenient. Hey, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Wait a minute. Just let me take this pill. Just wait a minute. Let me take this pill. It's almost there. Let me pop this pill and I'll be with you in a minute. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. How long we gonna wait? The news is off. Just wait. Okay, moving on. Anyway, I discovered things that I consume every day. And I'm going to share these with you. And again, don't take my word. I'm just a person who thinks he's an expert. Not really. Watermelon is good for blood vessels. So is fish, of course, not fried fish. Salmon. Learn how to broil. Spices. Hot spices are good for the blood vessels. They help clear it. Dark chocolate, not Hershey's. And this is the one that kills me, is pistachios. Pistachios are supposed to grow the dick. Can you imagine? There's a nationwide shortage on pistachios. Check the rod, father. Almonds, nuts. Not nuts with saturated fat, but they're good for the blood. There are things you can do now. But once you get there, don't keep this a secret. This is not between us. This is share with other people, because too many men die. Not die, but what's the word I'm looking for? They suffer alone. Out of shame. And you shouldn't be ashamed of it, because a lot of this is just nature. Now, there are societies who don't eat meat. There are societies who they have a relatively fat-free diet. And I was reading, you have men having children in their 70s. Not that I'd want any more kids. I love my kids, but I want no more kids. My big ass chasing some kid down the mall. I will kill you. No, I don't want to do that. Because if I was chasing some kid, there would be a murder and we'd be on TV. But anyway, talk. I'd like to hear what you think. Once again, this is a Rod Father wishing you love, peace, joy, and happiness. Please take care of yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. If you're worried about people talking about you, just know they're talking about you anyway. So live your life. Make that life a happy one. This is a Rod Father. Thank you all for watching. The channel is growing rapidly. I appreciate it. A lot of you are sharing this, and I appreciate it. Thank you a lot. Bye now.